Okay, in this video, we're going to look at what is promissory note. Okay, note that before this, we already learned about simple interest. So here in promissory note, we will apply some basic concept in simple interest. Okay, now let's look at some introduction. What is promissory note? Okay, usually companies borrow money from banks for working capital, business expansion or asset acquisition. Okay. Besides that, they also can issue shares, long-term debts. So normally long-term debts we call it as bonds, or short-term debts which is promissory note to raise money. Okay, normally promissory notes or notes in short are usually debt instruments. So it is a debt instruments and are issued on short-term basis. Okay. It is a negotiable instrument wherein one party, which is the maker or the issuer, makes an unconditional promise in writing to pay a determined sum of money to the other, which is the payee, at a future date or on demand. Okay, a promissory note also can be interest-bearing notes. Interest-bearing note means that interest will be charged on that promissory note. Okay, and non-bearing interest notes. Non-bearing interest note means that there is no interest. Okay, means that interest equal to 0%. So remember, when interest equal to 0%, how much we borrow equivalent to how much we should pay. Okay, for an interest-bearing note, the rate is stated on the note usually at simple interest rate. Okay, again, the rate stated on the promissory note using simple interest rate. So that's why, as I said before, under promissory note, we still will apply concept of simple interest rate. Okay, which is based on original principle that is borrowed. Okay, this is a simple example of promissory note where you write your promise in order to pay some amount of money to the other party. Okay, example here we have RM 3,500. The date here 2nd September 2019. So this note was made in Shah Alam. So example here, Sophia for the value received promised and agrees to pay in 120 days to the order of Adam in lawful money of Malaysian principal sum of 3,500 only. In addition to the principal sum, principal here referring to this 3,500 ringgit. Borrower in this case is Sophia. Okay, Sophia need to pay to Adam. Also agrees to pay interest at the rate of 3% per annum commencing on the date hereof. So here we look at here due of this note is on 31st December 2019. Okay, so in this promissory note, there are some features or characteristics of promissory note that you need to know. Okay, example here. So 3,500, this one we call it as principal. Okay, or the other term for promissory note, we call it as face value. Okay, so remember face value also equivalent to principal. Okay, this note was made or was signed on 2nd September 2019. So 2nd September 2019 here, we call it as date of note. Okay, this one, date of note. 3,500 just now, we call it as principal, or also we can call it as face value. Okay, so face value is value P. Sophia for the value received, so it means that Sophia will receive the money. So Sophia is the borrower. And Adam here is the lender. Okay. So Sophia needs to pay some amount at the end of certain period, which is 31st December here, to Adam. Okay. Adam lends some money to Sophia. Sophia borrows money from Adam. Okay, so 3,500 only, this one referring to principal or face value. Okay, here interest rate of 3%. So this is value R. Okay, so remember in promissory note we use simple interest rate. Rate of simple interest. Okay, due 31st December 2019. So 2nd September just now we call it as date of note. So 31st December here we call it as maturity date. Okay, means that date you need to pay, or in this case the date Sophia need to pay this amount, the principal together with the interest. Okay. So now let's look at, from this promissory note, how much in total Sophia needs to pay to Adam. Okay, since promissory note, we use concept simple interest. So how much we need to pay? So value S, simple amount. S equal to P1 plus RT. So S equal to P, which is 3,500. Multiply 1 plus rate is 3%, so 0.03 times T. Okay, time period for this promissory note here is 120 days. Okay, so if you calculate 2nd September to 31st December 2019 here will be equivalent to 120 days. So 120 days here, this one we call it as term of the note. Okay, so which is value T. Okay, note that for topic promissory note and bank discount, so bank discount after this topic. So remember, promissory note and bank discount, we apply banker's rule. Okay, promissory note and bank discount, we apply banker's rule. So again, what is banker's rule? So banker's rule, we use ordinary simple interest and exact time. So exact time means that follow number of days in that particular month, and ordinary simple interest, T is divided by 360. Okay, so don't get confused with previous simple interest topic. So remember, when you answer question promissory note and bank discount, make sure you apply banker's rule. Okay, promissory note and bank discount, apply banker's rule. So in this case, how much amount that Sophia needs to pay to Adam? Value S. So T here will be 120. So since this is under promissory note, apply banker's rule. So T is divided by 360. So when we calculate this one, we will get S equal to 3535. Okay, 3,535 ringgit. So if you want to calculate amount of interest that Adam charged Sophia is S minus P. 3535 minus 3,500 is RM 35 ringgit. Okay, if question asks you how much interest or amount of interest. So here 3535 value S, we call it as maturity value. Okay, the same concept as simple amount, but under promissory note we call it as maturity value. 35 ringgit here, still we call it as interest. Okay, so that are some characteristic or features under promissory note that you need to know. Principal or face value, date of note, and then we have maturity date. So once we have face value, the value S here, we call it as maturity value. So number of days here, we call it as term of note. Okay, then we have borrower, lender, and also simple interest rate. Okay, so remember, promissory note and bank discount, we apply banker's rule. Okay, these are the main features that I already explained before. So maker or the borrower, normally maker or borrower will make the note or sign the note. So maker or borrower, or we also call it as promisor or obligor, is is the person that signs the note. Okay, payee or the lender who give the money. Okay, so the payee or the lender or the promisee or obligee is the person to whom the payment is to be made. Then date of note, okay, so which the note is signed and issued. Term of the note. Term of the note means that length of times until the maturity value is due. Face value, which is value P, okay, amount stated on the note. Okay, then we have maturity value, which is value S. So how to calculate S? We still use formula simple amount here. So if there is no interest, so value S will be equivalent to value P. Okay, then we have maturity date. Okay, maturity date is of the note is the date on which the maturity value is due, or when you need to pay the borrowed amount. Next one, the interest rate. So interest rate, we use simple interest rate. Okay, now let's look at this example, simple example as well. Okay, based on this promissory note, identify who is the payee of the note, who is the maker of the note, and calculate the maturity value of the note. Okay, if you look at here, the principal 5,000, date of note 15 March, maturity date 1st September. Now we have Dalisha for the value received, promises and agrees to pay in 170 days to the order of Firdaus in lawful money of Malaysian principal sum of 5,000 only. In addition to the principal sum, borrower also agrees to pay interest at the rate of 2.5% per annum, commencing on the date hereof. Okay, so based on this promissory note, identify who is the payee. Okay, payee is the lender who give the money to the borrower. So here payee will be Firdaus. And then who is the maker of the note? The person who borrowed the money. So in this case, the maker or the issuer or the borrower is Darlisha. Okay, calculate the maturity value of the note. So if Darlisha borrowed 5,000 ringgit with rate of 2.5% per annum for 170 days. So on 1st September, how much Darlisha needs to pay to Firdaus? So here we calculate value S. S equal to P1 plus RT. So P 5,000 ringgit multiplied by 1 plus rate is 2.5%, so 0.025. So be careful with rate or percentage here, 0.025. Okay, T term of note is 170 days. Okay, so remember promissory note and bank discount, we apply banker's rule. So banker's rule, we use ordinary simple interest where T, the time period, need to divide by 360. So here S equivalent to 5059.03. So how much interest Darlisha needs to pay to Firdaus? So again, interest equal to S minus P. So she needs to pay for 5059.03 minus P, which is 5,000. So amount of interest is 59 ringgit 3 cents. Okay, so this is just additional question. If question asks you how much interest it need to be paid. Okay, now let's look at this example. The maturity value of a 100-day interest-bearing promissory note is 600 ringgit. The maturity value is 600 ringgit. Okay, so 600 ringgit here is value S. Okay, if the interest rate per annum is 4.9%, calculate the face value. So here we want to find value P. So we know that S equal to 600. 100 day here is T, so T 100, T must be in year. So promissory note, we apply banker's rule, divide by 360. And then rate of interest is 4.9%, so 0.049. Okay, calculate the face value, value P. So we know that P equivalent to S divided by 1 plus RT. Okay, so this one P comes from formula simple amount. Okay, S equal to P1 plus RT. So you make P as the subject. So P equal to 600 divided by 1 plus R. T is 100 divided by 360. So here P will be equivalent to 591.94. So remember, when we calculate value P, okay, if there is an interest charge, so value P must be less than value S, okay, or the other way, we can say that S must be more or greater than value P. Okay, now let's look at question 2. The interest on a 55-day promissory note is 79 ringgit. The interest is 79 ringgit. So 79 ringgit is value I, amount of interest. If the interest rate is 6.5% per annum, find the face value of the note. So again, we want to find value P. So T here is 55 days. So if days change to year, divide by 360. Since we use promissory note, where we need to apply banker's rule. R rate 0.065. Okay, now find the face value, value P. Okay, which formula to use? Okay, can we use this formula S equal to P1 plus RT? Okay, so the answer is cannot. Okay, why? Because we don't have info about maturity value or value S. But now we have info about interest. Okay, so we can find value P by using formula I equals to PRT. Okay, we want to find value P here. Okay, substitute the value. If you manipulate this formula, you make P as the subject. P equivalent to I divided by RT. Okay, multiply, go to this side, you move to the other side, become divide. So P equal to interest 79 ringgit divided by R 0.065. T is 55 days divided by 360. So here when we calculate this part, P will be equivalent to 7955.24. Okay, so again, which formula we need to use? Look at the info given from the question. Okay, then you relate what are the formulas that you already learned. Okay, now let's look at example 3. A promissory note date 31st July 2019 reads 5 months from the date I promise to pay 1,800 with interest at 8.8% per annum. Okay, find the maturity date of the note. Okay, so the note was made on 31st July. So if the term of the note is 5 months, so when is the maturity date? So in this case, you just do like this, 31st July 2019, just plus 5 months. Okay, no need to calculate of this for each month. Okay, if given like this 5 months. Okay, but if 2 dates were given in the question, then you calculate exact number of days. So here the date will be, so if July, after July will be August, and then September, October, November, and the 5th month will be December. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, 5 months. So the maturity date will be on 31st December 2019. Okay, just look like that. Okay, B, find the maturity value of the note. So it means that we want to find value S. So S equal to P1 plus RT. So S equal to P is 1,800. So I promise to pay 1,800. So meaning to say that here is face value with interest at 8.8% per annum. So 1,500 here excluding interest, okay, because here it stated that with interest at 8.8% per annum. So 1,800 here is face value. Okay, plus 1 plus R, which is 8.8%, 0.088. Okay, T just now 5 months. So 5 months. Again, T must be in year. So if year, divide by 12. Okay. If given number of days, like previous example, so divide by 360. Apply Banker's rule. But in this case, it gives us 5 months. If months convert to year, divide by 12. Okay. Don't divide by 360. 360 if we have number of days. So in this case, period given is already in months. So months divided by 12 in order to change it to year. Okay, so if we calculate this one, as we will get RM 1866. Okay. So let's say if there is another question here, amount of interest. If amount of interest I equal to S minus P. So if amount, your answer must be in RM. So P is 1,800. So interest is RM 66 ringgit. If question asks to find rate of interest, if rate, your answer must be in percentage. If amount of interest, amount must be in RM. Okay, now let's look at new topic here, bank discount. So what is bank discount? It is an interest on annual basis deducted in advance. Okay, deducted in advance or deducted earlier on a loan. The net amount received by the borrower is called the proceeds. Okay, so now we have new term here, proceeds. Okay, now look at example in order to understand better. Vera borrowed 3,000 ringgit for a year, for 1 year, from Bella, who charges 9% discount rate. Okay, now you have another new term here, discount rate. Okay, before this we have simple interest rate. Okay, under bank discount we have discount rate. Okay, then Bella will take 270. So how we get 270? This one is how we calculate interest. I equals to PRT. 3,000 multiplied by 9% multiplied by T, which is 1 year. Okay, as interest, so actually 270 is the interest in advance, and she will receive 2,730. So means that principal just now 3,000 minus the interest, okay, which is 270 as the proceeds. So 2,730, we call it as the proceeds. What is proceed just now? Net amount received. Okay. So it must be noted that Ira will have to pay 3,000 at the end of 1 year. Okay, later on I will explain more with this figure. So this is the concept of bank discount. Okay. So interest is deducted in advance or interest is deducted earlier. Okay, it is different if Bella charges a 9% simple interest rate. Okay, so here is concept bank discount. So here concept if we use simple interest. So in such a case, Ira, who borrows 3,000 before, has to pay back 3,270. So what is 3,270? The original principal plus the interest at the end of 1 year. So the difference between simple interest and bank discount is, okay, now let's look at value that I put in box here. Okay, first you must remember what is different between bank discount and simple interest. So if bank discount just now, interest deducted earlier. Deducted earlier. Okay, if simple interest, we can say that interest will be paid at the end of certain period. Okay, so that is the difference between simple interest and bank discount. Okay, now let's look at under simple interest first. Okay, just now Ira borrowed 3,000, the principal, for 1 year and with interest rate of 9%. Okay, so how we calculate interest? So I here equals to PRT. So when we calculate this one, we get interest of 270. Okay, so after 1 year, Ira needs to pay back more than 3,000. Why more than 3,000? Because of interest of 270 here. So amount has to pay back after 1 year. Okay, after 1 year is 3,270. Okay, so that is simple interest. We pay more than what we borrow. Okay. Okay, now let's look at bank discount. So remember, bank discount interest deducted earlier. Okay, we take the same figures here. So P also 3,000 for 1 year. Okay, D just now is bank discount rate. Okay, so under bank discount also we have rate, but we call it as bank discount rate. The concept still the same with simple interest rate. Okay, so we use symbol D or letter D here. Okay, now what is D here? D here, capital D here, we call it as bank discount. Okay, what is bank discount? It is actually what we said just now. Interest is deducted in advance. Okay, so if you look at here, I equals to PRT. Okay, so here D. So what is D? D equal to SDT. Okay, now let's look at compare with I equals to PRT. Okay, concept of bank discount, interest is deducted earlier. So if interest is deducted earlier, if we borrow 3,000, so meaning to say that we also pay to the lender 3,000. Okay, if we borrow 3,000, we also pay to the lender 3,000. Why we pay 3,000 as well? Because interest is deducted earlier. Okay, so that's why here under bank discount, how much we borrow, which is P, also equivalent to how much we need to pay back. Okay, so that's why I put here S equal to P. Okay, so remember under bank discount, we have value S. Okay, value S is actually how much that we borrow. Okay, so that one is for bank discount only. So here, if you compare formula D and I, it is the same concept actually. So D, we call it as bank discount. Okay, so P, now we change to S. Why we change to S? Because under bank discount, how much we borrow also equivalent to how much we pay back. Okay, because interest was deducted earlier. So R is rate of simple interest. So in bank discount, we change it with bank discount rate. Okay, or discount rate, which is also equivalent to rate per year. Okay, now T, so under simple interest, T is term of borrowing period or term of investment. So now T here also must be in year, but T here we call it as term of discount. So after this, I explain more about T in formula D here. Okay, so since interest is deducted earlier, how much the interest, which is 270. Okay, so in this case, interest we are referring to bank discount here. So since we borrow 3,000, okay, if under bank discount, so we borrow 3,000, so we must deduct interest earlier. Okay, so deduct 270. So 3,000 minus 270, we just get 2,730. So this is the amount that we get after the interest or the bank discount was deducted. So this amount we call it as proceeds. Okay, so I re-explain with another example. Okay, let's say under bank discount. Okay, let's say I borrow from bank using bank discount for 5,000. So remember, in bank discount, how much we borrow also equivalent to how much we pay back. Okay, because why? Because interest was deducted earlier. So 5,000 here, we put it as value S, okay, not value P. With discount rate, for example, discount rate is 2%. And my discount term is for 2 years, for example. Okay, I borrow 5,000, but if using bank discount, I will not get 5,000. Okay, why I will not get 5,000? Because in bank discount, the concept says that the interest must be deducted earlier. Okay, so interest here we call it as bank discount. So in this example, how much is the bank discount? So bank discount is D. Okay, so D equal to SDT. S 5,000, D 2%, and T is 2 years. So if we calculate this one, we will get 5,000 multiplied by 2% multiplied by 2. So 200 ringgit. Okay, this is the amount of interest that need to be deducted. Okay, so how much that you will get? Okay, so just now you borrow 5,000, so you will not get 5,000 if the bank offer you bank discount. Okay, so how much you will get? So you borrow 5,000, so minus this one. Okay, because this one need to deduct earlier. So minus 200. So this one will be equal to RM 4,800 ringgit. So 4,800 ringgit, we call it as proceeds. Okay, proceeds. Okay, so that's why in bank discount, how much we borrow also equivalent to how much we need to pay back. Okay, so if we borrow 5,000, actually we also pay 5,000. Because why? Because the interest of bank discount here was deducted earlier. Okay, so meaning to say that if bank offer you bank discount, okay, so the interest will be deducted earlier. Okay, so if you borrow 5,000, you will not get 5,000. Okay, you will get less than 5,000. Why less? Because interest must be deducted earlier. Okay, let's say you are in need of money. Now you want 5,000. If bank offer you bank discount, not simple interest rate, okay, you need to ask for more than 5,000 lah. Okay, if you need 5,000 but bank give you bank discount, later on you will get less. So if you still want 5,000 in hand, okay, using bank discount, you need to ask for more than 5,000 because the interest must be deducted earlier. Okay, if the bank offer you simple interest, okay, if you borrow 5,000, later on you need to pay back more than 5,000. Okay, so how much you need to pay back? You need to pay back for 5,200. Okay, so this one is the interest. So if using simple interest, we pay interest later. Okay, so you need to pay back for 5,200 ringgit. But if using bank discount, you will get less than what you ask, okay, but you still pay for 5,000. So if you look at formula here, bank discount D equal to SDT. So D is bank discount, or similar to concept interest, I equals to PRT. So S here we call it as the amount of maturity value, D discount rate, and T the term of discount, and also must be in years. So again, if given in months, so months, T divided by 12. And if given in number of days, so T divided by 360. Okay, why 360? So previously I already explained that for topic promissory note and bank discount, we apply banker's rule. Okay, so banker's rule we use exact time and ordinary simple interest. Ordinary simple interest is where T is divided by 360. Okay, so I hope you can differentiate between simple interest and bank discount. Okay, now let's look at formula for proceeds. Okay, so we know that proceed is the net amount we receive after the interest or the bank discount was deducted. Okay, so proceed is equal to maturity value, which is value S minus bank discount. Bank discount is value D. Okay, so D here is SDT. So D equal to SDT. So when we factorize S here, okay, so the formula for proceeds, so I just simply write it as PR. PR means proceeds. So proceed equal to S multiplied by 1 minus DT. S times 1, S minus S times DT, then we get SDT. Okay. So proceeds equal to S minus D. Okay, so when you expand this part, you can write it as proceed equal to S multiplied by 1 minus DT. Okay, now let's look at this example. Zuraisha borrows 9,000 for 4 months from a lender who charges a discount rate of 5%. Okay, now how to differentiate is using simple interest or bank discount. Okay, so for example here, it's stated that discount rate. So discount rate meaning to say that we apply bank discount. Okay, so don't use simple interest. Okay, extract the information given. So we know that in bank discount, how much we borrow also equivalent to how much we need to pay. So in bank discount, how much we borrow, we let it equal to S, okay, the maturity value, because at the end of 4 months in this example, you also pay 9,000, not more than 5,000. Here, S equal to 9,000. Okay, how much we borrow also equivalent to how much we pay. Okay, so we write it as S instead of P. So in bank discount, don't write how much we borrow equivalent to P. Okay, you write it as value S, maturity value, because that is the amount that we pay. Okay, for 4 months, okay, that is the discount term. So T equal to 4. So again, T must be in years. So convert to year, months convert to year, divide by 12. Okay, from a lender who charges a discount rate of 5%. So discount rate D. Okay, so if simple interest rate R, discount rate D, 5%. Okay, find the amount of bank discount. Amount of bank discount, which is amount that need to be deducted earlier. So D equal to SDT. So substitute the values. Discount rate 5% and T is 4/12. So if we calculate this one, so amount of bank discount, we will get 150 ringgit. Okay. Okay, B proceeds. Okay, what is proceed just now? Proceed is the net amount received after the interest was deducted. The interest here now referring to bank discount. Okay, so the concept is still the same. We call it as bank discount. So proceed is the net amount received. So proceed just now equal to S minus D. So no need to expand this formula since we have value S and also value D. Okay, so S just now, so Zuraisha wants to borrow 9,000. Okay, so since this is bank discount, so concept bank discount, the interest must be deducted first. Okay, so the interest just now again referring to bank discount here. Okay, so borrow 9,000. Okay, using bank discount, so minus the bank discount amount, which is 150. So how much Zurasha will receive? Okay, or the proceeds. So 9,000 minus 150 equivalent to 8,850. Okay. So in this case, if you can see, so Zurasha borrows 9,000. She only received less than 9,000, which is only 8,850. Okay, why less than 9,000 amount that she asked for? Because concept bank discount, the interest must be deducted earlier. Okay, so again, the interest we call it as bank discount. Okay, so amount received here we call it as proceeds. So in this topic, when you calculate those values, value S must be more than value proceeds. Okay, or we can say that proceeds, when every time you calculate proceed, value proceed must be less than value S. Okay, now let's look at number 2 here. Haris need 10,000 now. Okay, so how much should he borrow from his bank for 2 years, 9 months at a 7.5% discount rate? Okay, so again, discount rate, bank discount rate. So meaning to say that this question using bank discount. Okay, so it does not mention about simple interest rate. So meaning that not using simple interest. Okay, so be careful. Bank discount rate means that use bank discount. Okay, extract the info given. Okay, let's say I extract T first. 2 years, 9 months. Okay, 2 years, T must be in year. So 2 years plus 9 months. 9 months. So months change to year divided by 12. So 9 over 12 equal to 0.75. So 0.75 plus 2 equal to 2.75. Discount rate D equal to 0.075. So what is 10,000 here? Okay, what is 10,000? So Haris needs 10,000 now. Okay, so since this is question bank discount, so remember that when we borrow money from bank using bank discount, okay, so the interest must be deducted earlier. Okay, so let's say if you borrow 1,000, you will not get 1,000, you will get less than 1,000. Why? Because the interest was deducted earlier. So in this case, Haris need 10,000. Okay, so if using bank discount, how much should he borrow? Then after the deduction of interest, he will get 10,000. Okay, the amount that he received, which is 10,000, will be the proceeds. Okay, so remember, as I said before, if bank offer you bank discount and you want, for example, you want 10,000 in hand, you need to ask more than 10,000. Okay, why ask more than 10,000? Because using bank discount, the interest will be deducted first. Okay, that interest we call it as bank discount amount. So here 10,000 is value proceeds. So how much should he borrow? So remember I said just now, how much we should borrow in bank discount is how much, also equivalent to how much we need to pay, right? So here is actually value S. So which formula we need to use? Okay, so just now first formula under bank discount we have S equal to D equal to SDT. Second formula is formula proceeds, which is equal to S minus D. Okay, so if we expand this formula, you can write proceeds equal to S multiplied by 1 minus DT. Okay, now we want to find value S. S equal to what? How much he should borrow? Okay, so look at which formula. So we cannot use this formula because we don't have bank discount amount here. Okay. So similarly, We cannot use this formula because we don't have value D here. Okay, now look at the last formula. So we have proceeds, we want to find S, we have D, and we have value T. Okay, so in this case we use third formula. So proceeds equal to S times 1 minus DT. So we know that proceeds equal to 10,000. Okay, substitute the value. So we want to find value S, which is referring to amount that he should borrow, multiply by 1 minus D. D 0.075. Okay, T is 2.75. Okay, T must be in years. So this one already in year. So if question give you in number of days, remember T is divided by 360. Okay, promissory note and bank discount, we apply banker's rule. So here 10,000 equal to S. Okay, calculate value in bracket here. So 1 minus dt. D multiplied by T 0.075 multiplied by 2.75. So equal to, okay, if you want to write in fraction, no problem, or in decimal point also, no problem. For example, here is up to 5 decimal point. Okay, still reasonable for you to write. Okay, if let's say you get long decimal point, if you want to using fraction, no problem, or if you want to round off to 4 decimal point also, no problem, but later on your answer will be slightly different. Okay, so 0.79375. So S equal to, so multiply, go to the other side, become divide. So 10,000 divided by 0.79375. Okay, so when you calculate value S, okay, so the answer must be more than 5,000. Okay, so 10,000 divided by answer referring to 0.79375, previous answer in your calculator. So 12598.43. RM 12598.43. Okay, 12598.43. Okay, so here if let's say bank offer you bank discount and you want 10,000 in hand, okay, so how much you should borrow? 12,598 ringgit and 43 cents. Okay, you must ask more than 10,000 because why? Because the interest or the bank discount will be deducted first. Okay, if you ask 10,000, later on you will not get 10,000, you will get less than 10,000. Okay, so that's why you need to ask more than 10,000 if you want 10,000 in hand. So once you have value S here, we can calculate value bank discount, right? So what is the amount of bank discount? So if you look at this formula, proceeds equal to S minus D. Okay, now we want to find value D. Proceed 10,000, S 12,598 ringgit 43 cent minus D. Okay, now make D as the subject. So 10,000 minus 12,598 ringgit 43 cent equal to negative D. So here will be negative 2,598 ringgit 43 cent equal to negative D. Okay, so negative, so D is RM 2598.43. This is additional question. Okay, if question asks you what is the amount of bank discount, okay, so if you want 10,000 in hand, you must borrow 12,598 ringgit 43 cent. Okay, so that the interest that should be deducted earlier, which is 2,598 ringgit 43 cent, then you will get 10,000. Okay, so if you want 10,000 but you also borrow 10,000, later on you will get less than 10,000. Okay, so that's why your 10,000 is value proceeds. Okay, now let's look at simple interest rate equivalent to bank discount rate. Okay, what is simple interest rate? Value R. Okay, equivalent means that equal to bank discount rate, which is value D. Okay, so now what is simple interest rate equivalent to bank discount rate? Let's look at the definition here. So the two rates, R% and D%, are equivalent if the two rates yield the same present value for an amount due in future. Okay, meaning to say that, let's say if we use simple interest, okay, the rate given is, for example, 3%. And if we use bank discount, the rate given is, for example, 4%. Okay, so now we have two different rates. Okay, but these two different rates will give us the same amount of P, or present value, that should be due in future. Okay, so that is meant by simple interest rate equivalent to bank discount rate. Okay, two different rates, but later on we will give you the same amount of principal or present value that will due in future. Okay, so that is by simple interest rate equivalent to bank discount rate. Okay, now look at here, the simple interest rate, the equivalent to discount rate is given by equal to D divided by 1 minus dt. Okay, so simple interest rate is R. Okay, equivalent to discount rate. Discount rate is D. Okay, let's say in this case, you took a loan and bank offered you bank discount. Okay, so let's say you want to borrow 1,000. So remember, in bank discount, how much we borrow equivalent to how much we need to pay back. Okay, which is also equivalent to our present value. Okay, so let's say you want to borrow 1,000. So now case of bank discount. Okay, we borrow 1,000 and then the rate given, for example, is 3%. Okay, so now we want to find the simple interest rate here, value R, which is equivalent to discount rate. Equivalent means that value R here will be different, but equivalent referring to it will give us the same value of present value, means that value P here, okay, or value S in bank discount. Okay, so we want to find how many percent in simple interest that will give the same amount of present value here. Okay, so that is simple interest rate equivalent to bank discount rate. Okay, D here is discount rate, and T as usual is the term of discount. Okay, so if given in months, convert to year divided by 12, and if given number of days, T is divided by 360. Okay, so promissory note and bank discount, use banker's rule. Okay, if bank offered you using simple interest, okay, so we want to find the discount rate that is equivalent to simple interest rate, R. So how to find the discount rate? So D equal to R divided by 1 plus RT, where R is the simple interest rate and T the time period. Okay, let's say in this case, P, principal or present value, is 1,000 and R is, for example, 2.8%. Okay, so this is case of simple interest. Okay, so we have two different rates here. So first we have bank discount rate, D equal to 3%, and second one is simple interest rate, 2.8%. Okay, so we have two different rates, but will give us the same amount of present value. Okay, so that is what we want to find here, simple interest rate equivalent to bank discount rate. Okay, So for question asking about this one, the keyword here you can refer this one, okay, equivalent. Okay, now let's look at example. A bank discount note is due in 4 months using bank discount rate 9.5%. Bank discount rate, so that is value D, okay, 0.095. Find the simple interest rate that is equivalent, okay, so this is the keyword, equivalent to the bank discount rate charged by the bank, okay. So here T is 4 months, months convert to year, divide it by 12, okay. So now we want to find simple interest rate. Find simple interest rate. So simple interest rate is value R, okay. So we know that simple interest rate that is equivalent to bank discount rate is given by D divided by 1 minus dt, okay. So substitute the value, D 0.095 divided by 1 minus 0.095 times T, 4 divided by 12. Okay, calculate this one, how many percent? Okay, I calculate denominator first. 1 minus 0.095 multiplied by 4 over 12. So if multiplication and division, you can do directly, okay? So equal to, so this is denominator, and then 0.095 divided by answer. Answer referring to value of denominator just now. So change to decimal, so the value is 0.0981. Okay, so use 4 decimal point. If you get long decimal point like this, round off to 4 decimal point. So 0.0981. So normally rate we express in percentage, then multiply by 100. So R is 9.81%. Okay, so that is simple interest rate that is equivalent to bank discount rate. Okay, we have two different rates here. So if bank discount 9.5%, but if in simple interest 9.81%. Okay, so two different rates here will give the same amount of present value. So D 9.5%, but if you use simple interest, the rate will be 9.81%. So these two different rates will give the same amount of present value. Okay, so that is meant by simple interest rate equivalent to bank discount rate. Same amount, okay, same amount of present value. Okay, now number 2, find the bank discount rate. So bank discount rate is value D. So we want to find value D. That is equivalent, again, so this is the keyword, equivalent to 10% per annum simple interest rate for a 90-day note. Okay, so now given to us is rate of simple interest 10%. Okay, and the time period here is 90 days. Day convert to year, divide by 360. Use banker's rule for bank discount and promissory note. So we know that bank discount rate D that is equivalent to simple interest rate here is given by R divided by 1 plus RT. Okay, substitute the value R 0.1 divided by 1 plus 0.1 multiplied by 90 over 360. So D how many percent? So I calculate denominator first. 1 plus 0.1 multiplied by 90 divided by 360. So this is denominator. So 0.1 divided by denominator. So here you press answer. So 0.0976. So round off up to 4 decimal point. 0.0976. 0.0976. So again, normally rate we express in percentage, multiply it by 100. So 9.76%. Okay. So now we have simple interest rate of 10% and discount rate of 9.76%. Okay. So these two different rates will give the same amount of present value. Okay, so that is meant by bank discount rate equivalent to simple interest rate. Two different rates give us the same amount of present value. Okay, now let's look at this example. The interest on a 3-month promissory note date 20th June 2018 was 120. If the interest rate was 12% per annum, find the maturity date of the note. So here 120 is value interest. Okay, the interest was 120. Okay, so I here equal to 120. So what else we have here? Interest rate 12%. So R equal to 0.12. Time period 3 months. Months divided by 12 in order to convert to year. Okay, find the maturity date. So we know that date of the note is on 20th June. Okay, so if 3 months plus 3 months. So if 3 months will be June, and then July, August, and then third month is September. Okay, July, August, September. So will be on 20th September 2018. Yeah, so if there is no two dates given, just show your working like this. Okay, B, find the face value. Face value is value P. Okay, so now we have info about I, so we can use formula I equals to PRT. So I 120, so we want to find P, rate 0.12 and T is 3/12. 0.12 multiplied by 3 divided by 12. So 3/100. 3/100 is 0.03. So P equal to 120 divided by 0.03. So face value here is 120 divided by 3% is 4,000 ringgit. Okay, next number 4. The face value of a 4-month promissory note date 31st October 2018 was 500 ringgit. Okay, the face value was 500 ringgit. So P is 500 ringgit. If the interest rate was 8% per annum, R 0.08, and just now T is 4 months. Okay, find the maturity date of the note. So we know that date of the note is 31st October 2018 and the term given is 4 months. So plus 4 months. Okay, so after October, November, December, so here is 2018. So here will be 2019. January, February. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. So now February. Okay, February, look at 2019 leap year or non-leap year. So 2019 divided by 12, we will get, divided by 4. Okay, because we want to determine leap year. So we get 504.75. So if you get remainder here of 0.75 here, meaning to say that 2019 is a leap year. So if leap year, we have 29 days. Okay, so the date here will be 29 February 2019. Okay, then B, find the maturity value. So we know that maturity value is S. So S equal to which formula? Since we have info about principal, S equal to P1 plus RT. So principal 500, 1 plus R 0.08, and T is 4 minus. Okay, so if we calculate this one, we will get 0.08 multiplied by 4 over 12 plus 1 multiplied by 500. 513 ringgit 33 cents. Okay, so again, value S must be more than value P. Okay, so in this case, amount of interest is 13 ringgit 33 cents. Okay, so I equal to S minus P. Okay, last one. The businessman received a promissory note date 15 May 2019 for 2,500 that was due in 70 days. If the interest charge was 12%, so determine the maturity date of the note. Okay, extract the info given first. So amount that we receive or amount stated on promissory note is value P. Okay, face value 2,500. Face value or the principal. Okay, so promissory note we use simple interest. So rate here is 12%, and the term is 70 days. T equal to 70 days. This convert to year divide by 360. Okay, for case of promissory note and bank discount only. Okay, A, find the maturity date of the note. So from 15 May plus 70 days, so when is the date? Okay, so date of note May, so we start with May, June, July. Let's say I stop until July. So remember, bank discount and promissory note, we use banker's rule. Banker's rule using ordinary simple interest and exact time. So here we need to use exact time. Okay. So we know that May we have 31 days in May. So starting date is 15 May. So minus 15. So we have another 16 days left in May. So total here must be equal to 70 days. Okay, June we have 30 days. July 31 days. Okay. But if you look at here, if you total up this one already more than 70 days. Okay, we just want 70 days. So how many days more in July? So delete this first. Okay, how many days more in July? So 16 plus 30 is 46, right? So total we want 70 days. So 70 minus 46 just now. So we need another 24 days in July. So July another 24 days. So if you total up, this one will be equivalent to 70 days. So the date will be on 24th July 2019. So maturity date 24th July 2019. Okay, B, maturity value of the note. So maturity value is value S. So S equal to P1 plus RT. So we know that face value is 2,500 multiplied by 1 plus R 12% and T is 70 days. So this convert to year divided by 360. So if we calculate this one, we will get 2558.33. Okay, let's say I add another question. Okay, see here. So this question use simple interest, right? Okay, let's say I put another question here. Find the discount rate, okay, that is equivalent to the simple interest rate given. Simple interest rate given. Okay, so we know that discount rate just now D equal to, okay, equivalent. Okay, so use formula rate equivalent. D equal to R divided by 1 plus RT. So rate simple interest 12% divided by 1 plus 0.2 multiplied by 70 divided by 360. So this one, if we calculate, D will equal to 0.12 times 70 divided by 360 equal plus 1, and then 0.12 divided by answer. So 0.1173. 0.1173. If we express in percentage, D is 11.73%. Okay. So with simple interest rate, R equal to 12%. But if you were offered with bank discount, the rate is only 11.73%. Okay, even though these are two different rates, okay, but with these two different rates, it will still give you the same amount of face value here. Okay, so that is meant by discount rate discount rate that is equivalent to the simple interest rate. Okay, two different rate that will give the same amount of face value.